I'm not going to get a great shot of this, but this oak must have been here for 500, 600, 700 years.
A big thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this week's episode.
Anyway, so I'm on my way back to Devon now. I'm going to go to some of these twisted woods near Wisman Woods. I'm meeting Neil Burnell, a friend. I've never been there before, so I'm really excited about it. That's Cornwall done. Cornwall was brilliant. I had a great time. It was tricky conditions, but I feel like I did pretty well out of the conditions. So yeah, I'm looking forward to not doing any photography tonight, he says, but the light's looking a bit better now. And then I'm going to get up early in the mornings and photograph some amazing woodlands. I'm really looking forward to this. Right, we are in the woodlands now, and yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully it's not going to get too wet, although it is quite nice when all the foliage is wet, so it's good that it's rained, and hopefully there's going to be a little bit of mist coming through as well. A little bit of a walk up to the top and then see what we can find. Wow, look at this. This is so amazing. So basically what I really like is that there's these, can't see which one they are. I think that one, and this one, maybe. These three oaks just look fantastic, but these boulders as well. I mean, look at that boulder. They're sort of resting on those two other boulders, which looks really good. So yeah, I think this looks pretty decent. I mean, the light's quite interesting at the moment because we're shooting out to an open area, and I quite like it when the light sort of side lights the trees, as you know, from an open area. So, you know, we're going to get quite a lot of shadow detail, but I think it looks pretty good. We've got a really nice backdrop. So I'll try this in a few different orientations, maybe with the rock, cropping the rock off a little bit, doing a portrait. I think it looks pretty cool. Right, so I'll show you two shots. So I was shooting just a bit further around there when I was just in the scene talking about it. And I've got the same three trees, but I've sort of moved this way, and they group together a little bit more. I think one of the important things in woodland photography is that you shouldn't do what I just did then and put your tripod down and take a photo. You should always look around, but also when you get to a location and you found a composition, just like small movements, or just, you know, a foot there, a foot the other side, or just even like a few centimeters sometimes, especially if you've got more foreground elements, can make a really big difference. So yeah, I really like these. I think they work really well together. The background's amazing. I'll probably chop the bottom of this off, so it'll end up being more like a 4x5. It looks really good. Right, so Neil's found something here, and that's pretty cool. Oh, I really like that, actually. Now I've looked at it a little bit more. I had a quick look against it. So can you just explain your composition in a little bit more detail?
Yeah, sure. So what we've got basically is this really nice sort of arc in the tree going off to the right. What you won't see on, obviously, the video is where I've cropped it a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So it's intended to be 3x2, basically. Yeah. So you've got these nice branches that kind of go off to the top of the top right-hand corner of the frame. And also you've got this lovely mossy boulder that comes in from the bottom right as well.
Yeah.
The only thing is a little bit messy, but again, it's woodland, so it's you're going to get messy areas that you don't like. You've got to kind of embrace the chaos here a little bit. So the left-hand side, I've tried to position myself where I've got a little bit of space in between the trees on the left-hand side. I've moved around a little bit. This is kind of the best scenario I could get. What I do like is kind of some of the autumn colours that are coming through already, some of the yellows that are coming through in the background already. But overall, I think it's got a little bit of everything that's about Dartmoor, really. You've got kind of this granite stone, the mosses, the oaks with the moss on the trunks there. Yeah, it's just a nice scene.
Yeah, I really like the ferns at the bottom as well. You've just got a little bit of colour in the ferns, and Yeah, okay, brilliant.
Also the nice roots coming through on that centre tree there
Yeah,
as well.
because that would have been something I would have been a little bit worried about, because it's quite this sort of dark
the
grey.
area there.
But actually with the roots, it's really nice, isn't it? It looks really good. Well, it'd be interesting to see the edit of it. I'll show you that now.
Okay.
This is so incredible. There's so many rocks with trees growing out of them. It's just so beautiful, really, really is. But obviously here isn't great because you can see the line in the background, so I need to get a little bit higher. Just look behind. Oh my word. Let me show you what's here. This is so cool. Look at this. Okay, so I've got this amazing tree here that's sort of literally growing out of the rock. And then there's a really nice view down into the sort of valley here. So I've got like loads of oaks, one after the other, and it looks fantastic. Everything's drenched with water, which looks really good. I could do with being even higher than I am at the moment, and you can see I'm quite high because I just see a little bit at the top there of sky. And the other thing I need to be careful of is that now, obviously, it's starting to get a bit windy, so I'm going to get some movement on these leaves, or I just go with it and don't worry about that too much. This is incredible. This root coming in here just looks so good. It's so good. So this just looks so good. I'll just show you what it looks like here. Now I've got a little bit of an experimental composition going on here, so this bit on this side is a little bit unbalanced, but I think it looks good. I've got a little bit more room on top here above the video, but it's so good. Oh my word. You just got to be really cautious that you're looking everywhere in the frame, just where things cross, because the worst thing is getting back and then thinking, oh, if I just move to the left a little bit. But it looks absolutely insane. Oh, these tree roots just look so good. So I'm going to crop this a little bit just from the bottom, but this tree is just coming in, not quite from the corner, but almost the corner. I quite like things coming in just from the edge of the corner. I think it looks a little bit better myself, rather than go straight into the corner. So I like that tree just going off to the side there, and then these roots down here just lead you through to the trees in the background and the rock in the background. It's so nice. It's a little bit messy just up here, but I think it's okay. I've got a little bit of separation there, so I think that's pretty cool. This might be my favourite shot, I think. Yeah, it's really good. So I'm as I'm walking up here now, I mean, I feel like a kid in a candy store. I've got to look everywhere because everywhere I look just looks so good. It's so, so good.
I could have quite honestly stayed in this woodland for days. It was so amazing, so many photos to be had, but there was another woodland that I had to go to when I was in Devon.
Right over there somewhere is Wisman Wood. Wismans, is it? Wismans Wood. And you can just see right in the valley, you probably just see it just below the tor over there. And I'll put the name of the tor on the video, but yeah, we were walking over there, and this is a really famous ancient woodland, and I am super excited to go and see it. I've got all these imaginations from Neil's photos mainly, but from many other people also that have taken this woodland of what it's like. But it's a lot of twisted oaks. Don't think we're going to get any fog there, but it's wet, which is interesting. So we're here. This is Wistman's Wood, and it's pretty spectacular. Now, there's a really important thing here. There's been some damage to some of the moss and some of the other elements in the woodland. So it's important, if you do come here, that you stay on the outside and photograph into the woodland. So, you know, don't just walk straight into the middle of the woodland. There's loads of things to photograph when you just, you know, in that outside area of the woodland. So I'm going to have a look, see what I can find. I'll show you the images. I think they're going to be pretty cool. It's probably not the best conditions because I think everything's quite tight together. There's quite a lot of green. It all sort of merges into one. We could do with some fog to separate everything, but I'm here. It's brilliant.
Wistman's Wood was as amazing as I expected, but I didn't have long there, and I feel like for something so special, I need to have quite a lot of hours around it, maybe go back to it in better conditions like fog, because it's really dense woodland. I got this shot, but it's nothing too special, and I'm definitely going to return. Anyway, more counties were calling me.
Right, well, that's it for Devon, and I'm now heading to Dorset to meet my wife, believe it or not, which is really cool. She's driving all the way down to see me. It's my wedding anniversary in 2 days. So the first job is chocolate and card. And yeah, I'm dead excited about that. I'm quite tired now, but in this first leg, because I'm doing it in 3 legs, I've probably got another 2 weeks on the road, probably another 6 counties I want to do, 7, maybe 7. So same as number of counties I've just done, but it'll take less time because I spent a lot more time in Cornwall and Devon than I would have usually spent in a county. Last night I went up a church just over there, and I'll show you the footage now from the drone, and I'll show you the photo that I got. It was amazing light. It was a last minute decision, which meant I stayed a little bit later in Devon than I was going to, but I was really tired from the morning, and I thought rather than drive, I might as well make the most of what looked like was going to be a good sunset. Anyway, I'm off now, and yeah, it's so exciting.
Time goes by, yeah, you and I are running out, running out. Time goes by, I've changed my mind about you and I, you and I.
So as I arrived into Dorset, I was feeling quite tired, and one of the great things about having a drone is that you can just react to situations. And when I saw that there was going to be a rainbow, the storm came through, there was some sunlight, I quickly threw my drone up and got this amazing scene with Corfe Castle in.
You know, this heart's on the edge. You make me feel so much better.
So I've just come from Corfe Castle all the way west to Portland-built lighthouse, and although I did take some photos of a rainbow actually over Corfe Castle, I think I'm going to concentrate on the Jurassic coast because that's something that's super special about Dorset, and this lighthouse looks amazing. I'm going to stay here on this headland and hopefully photograph sunset and sunrise at the lighthouse, and I'm going to head down to Durdledore, which is probably one of the most famous things on the south coast, to be honest. There'll be a lot of people there. It's a weekend, unfortunately, not good timing, but it'll be nice to see, and hopefully the weather, because it's so windy, will put people off. So I've just climbed up on top of the stack that's here, and I've got a really good view, and the waves coming in, because I'm at the other side now shooting as if it's like for a sun rise, then oh, it just looks so fantastic. Oh, there's a seal out there as well. But yeah, this is really nice, I think. It's definitely going to be good in the morning, this. It's a little bit sketchy up here, but I think I'm fine. They're the best footsteps ever. This is so good. So I've decided to shoot some fast and some slow. At the moment, I'm going to shoot around about 400th of a second, and then the slow ones are going to do about half a second. And I maybe experiment with a few other shutter speeds as well. I feel like the fast one's going to be better. The reason I say that is that when it breaks a wave, it almost creates its own slow motion effect of this movement over like that, which looks really good. So, yeah, you can see, it just looks so cool. And we've not got sunset, but we're getting some nice clouds, and the light's quite nice because it's reflected from the sort of warmer light coming from the sky. So yeah, it looks so good. This is definitely a good place to come in the morning.
The faster shutter speed definitely worked in this scene, and I really like it. Again, I would have loved to have more time here. As you can see, there's some amazing rock formations, but that was it. On to the next location.
Right, so, it's a 20% descent. This is going to be interesting. So, today is my wedding anniversary, yay! And my wife drove all the way down from Cheshire, 5 hours to see me, which is absolutely fantastic. We had a fairly relaxing day, apart from the morning where we got stuck on our campsite, which is not good. So I need to look into tyres when I'm on grass and an incline, because it really struggled. But now we're off to Durdle Door, which should be really good fun. And hopefully we're going to get a sunset. I love the ocean, just love it. Right, so here I am at Durdle Door, which is just in the next bay, but this bay looks absolutely spectacular. It's sort of picture postcard amazing, because we got perfect blue skies, which is the exact opposite of what I had last night. So it's quite interesting, I think, because this is the type of stuff that happens when you just visit a place once. So I'm going to try and explain a little bit more about how to make the most of conditions like this. So one of the really tricky things to do when the sky is like this is just get something that looks interesting, and the sky doesn't become the real dominant part where your eye just goes to. Obviously we like clouds better as landscape photographers. They can look really good in photos, but I think there's a shot to be had, maybe not of Durdle Door, but down the cliffs here, where I'm shooting more into the sun. It's got side lighting, sort of quite a cute side lighting, and I'm going to do a black and white. I think it'll work really well. I'm just hoping I can just get maybe 1 or 2 clouds in the sky and use the clouds just to anchor everything together. So that's the plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my phone, because I like doing, when I'm trying to visualize something, I quite like using my phone. I think it works really well, and I'm going to change it to stark black and white. So you can see now that I've got like this picture like this, and basically what I'm going to do is, can you see these people look really good already? And I'm going to try and use the line of this here. So if I just jump in here, I can just use this line just to get it there. And maybe I just zoom in a little bit. And if these people just move, I need to not get wet feet. Right, so now this is perfect. Look at that. Oh, that's so good. Need a bigger wave. If I get a bigger wave, that'll be good. If there's a bit of separation between those two people, it'd be really good. Right, here we go. No, I need a bigger wave. glitches. And what I want really, this is fun. What I want really is, I want some clouds up there, because if I had some clouds, I think I would add a lot. Right, here we go. We've got a good one now. Right. Go, 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 go. There we go, there we go. I mean, even you can like, can you see how good that is? Yeah, I can use it down to the little door down there. Shooting in that direction. Oh, here we go. This is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect. Yes. Got it. So I think that'll be really good. So I need to do that with a big camera, which could be tricky, but I'm gonna give it a go. See what happens. So I've had a really good idea. I don't know if you remember the shot that I took when I was in Iceland called Beach Baubles, which was basically, I got really low down and shot this amazing sea stack. Well, I think these cliffs are gonna look as good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go really low down like this. And you can see, if I just record this, you can see when I do that and I go to F4, then I just focus on the cliffs and zoom in a bit. I get this really nice bokeh at the bottom. It just looks absolutely fantastic. Now it'd be really cool, I reckon, if there was some people down there as well. Again, just to give a little bit of scale. But I really like where the sun is at the moment, because it's going to create a really nice sort of radial filter. I'm imagining this probably in black and white. You've got to be a little bit careful about the sea. Came quite close then. But if we had a cloud, that would be amazing. So I'm going to take that. I think it's going to be good. We'll see. You've got to improvise, do different things.
I realised that I had Anne with me, so I asked Anne to walk through the scene. She was super keen to do this, and I got this shot.
So in a similar sort of manner, I can change my camera to monochrome and shoot in monochrome. Now, some cameras allow you to shoot in monochrome and then change it afterwards. They still shoot in full colour raw and you can edit it afterwards. Others don't, so you just need to check with your own camera. Either way, you can shoot in monochrome, check what it looks like, see if you like it. And I really like these lines going down here. I think it would look really good with a longer exposure. And then you can change it afterwards, you know, to colour, and then shoot it in colour and then change it back into monochrome in Lightroom. So just check with your own camera, make sure it does shoot in full colour, because then you've got full tonal control afterwards. But as these waves are coming in, but most importantly, I like waves when they're going back out. So, you know, on the receding part of the wave, they look so good. This is ace, isn't it? I've got a good shot, and this cloud here is really helping to balance the shot. So out of something that didn't look great, it's still not anywhere near sunset, it's blue sky, there's lots of people around. I think I've ended up with a half decent shot of Durdle Door.
One thing about this channel is I always try and be as honest as possible, and I made a mistake here. I shot it at f/22, I never do that. I got lazy, didn't put my filter on, and yeah, you can see if you zoom in, it's really soft. f/22, loads of diffraction, and really not a great idea to shoot at that. The winds on this day were absolutely incredible. The waves were good as well, but it was really flat conditions. But could I get anything?
Right, so this is my introduction to Hampshire. It's a little bit wet, there's a storm coming through, and very, very windy, but it's pretty cool. So I've just got my camera down at the moment. I'm just going to see what there is to photograph, and then I might go back and get some other equipment as well. It is crazy wavy at the moment. Called Wareham on Sea. And then after this, I think I'm going to go to the New Forest. Wow, this is pretty spectacular. There's some big waves now coming through. So the rocks that are along the shoreline here, you can see these rocks, they're just all man-made, so just to try and stop erosion of the cliff. So stupidly, I forgot my tripod. I just left it in my camper van when I came down here. Now I could go and get it, but it's like about a 15-minute walk back. So I'm just gonna try some ICM, just handhold it, and then there's always rocks, isn't there? So I've got it placed on a rock at the moment. I'm gonna shoot this, which I think will look pretty good. I need to be a little bit careful about the positioning of this. But as you can see, there's lots of nice water coming over. I think it looked quite good at a longer exposure, if I'm honest. So that's what I'm going to do. This is amazing, so good.
I love messing around with ICM, intentional camera movement, and you can get some really artistic, creative results. This shot's not too bad, I don't think, considering. The other ones I'm not 100% sure about, but I wanted to show them anyway. And I just wanted to give local photographer Anna a shout out. The conditions were horrendous. I'm surprised she even came to meet me in these conditions, but we stuck with it. And if you want to see some great photos from this area, go and follow her Instagram. I had an interesting night last night. So I drove to the New Forest and found here, which is pretty sheltered, but it was wild, and it's still fairly wild looking at the trees. Yeah, it's been a really, really difficult few days, and I'm hoping that the weather's going to improve. But what's also difficult is building your website unless you have Squarespace. Squarespace is a fantastic platform for building your own website, and especially if you want to start to sell things and set up an online store. I've done that with Squarespace. In fact, I've just been going through all my portfolios. I've been going on this trip and spending probably 10 minutes a day just going through my photos, and I'm going to add more and sell more prints through Squarespace. I'm hoping to do that in the next few weeks and add it into Squarespace, but it's super easy. It takes care of everything for you. You don't have to worry about credit card, payment systems or anything like that. Squarespace has got it all covered. And then also people can leave reviews when they bought something. It's really, really good. I've used it for years and years. And it's also great for just sharing your photos. So if you're looking to set up your own website, I definitely recommend checking out Squarespace. Just looking at the sky, it's looking pretty good, I think. Let's hope, I've done that one, let's hope we can get a little bit better weather today. And I'm in the New Forest, which should be amazing. Right. Everywhere in New Forest there's just these amazing ponies which just look incredible. So I might try and shoot some of those. But what I'm going to do now is I've got my 24-70 lens on, and I'm going to go into this woodland just here, and I'm going to see what I can find. It's going to rain, I think. I'm hoping I can find some composition and then it'll rain, but certainly the sun's going in and out, so that should help me get something, but it's quite dry at the moment, so that makes it a little bit tricky. Anyway, let's go see what we can find. This horse has just come really close to me. I'm not sure whether I should get close to them or not get close to them, but I've tried to take some photos here, and I think it looks pretty good with that tree in the background, so I'm just going to continue taking some photos and see what I can get. I'm a landscape photographer, not a wildlife photographer. Horses just move, trees don't move. Anyway, got this. I'm just sheltering a little bit from the wind at the moment. It's so windy. The good news is there's some rain coming in this direction. So I've got a few spots that I can go back to. I just need some rain and everything gets wet, the foliage gets wet. The wind's going to be difficult though. I think I'm going to embrace it and probably do some sort of longer exposure shots of the leaves. Don't know whether that's going to work, but I feel like rather than trying to up the ISO, get a fast shutter speed, I'm just going to embrace the wind and try and reflect that in the photo somehow. So I've been told about a really old and twisted ancient oak that's got really amazing trunk and limbs coming off it. So it's a little bit of a walk. It's like about 2 miles. So I'm gonna do the walk, see if I can find it, and hope it doesn't rain too hard. But I do want it to rain. And it's beautiful countryside around here, it really is. And there's some horses over there, look. Ah, this is stunning. I'm still looking, not found it yet. This is such an incredible woodland. As I walk through, I mean, I've just got harsh light, which is not great, but there is so many interesting trees here. It's just so nice. It's so nice. Just like everywhere I look. It's just incredible. I'll show you, I'll take it on a journey. This is a big one. Wow. Oh my word, that's so big. This is crazy. So crazy. God knows how I'm going to take a photo of it. Maybe just need to look around it a bit and see. I don't think I can get a good photo of it. I think it needs fog, and it definitely doesn't need sun. There's so many other oaks though. Wow. That'd be quite a good shot, like up there. I wonder if there is. I'll go to this side here and shoot sort of like that. I wonder. Might be quite cool. Like that. I'll take out my phone and see what it looks like. I think that might be quite cool. I think sometimes you just got to admit defeat and realise that I'm not going to get a great shot of this, but this oak must have been here for 500, 600, 700 years, and God, it's incredible, isn't it, to think what it's seen. What a fantastic location this is. Right, I think I'm going to go back where the trees were more amongst the ferns and there was like foliage behind them, because I feel like when the sun goes in there, I think I've got a good chance of getting a good shot. So I'm going to head back about half a mile in that direction, I think. So I was just walking down just the path up there and I looked over to the left and I just really like these two trees here. I think I might just go over there a little bit, but there's a vertical shot and the light's just coming through from the side. Now there's a bit too much light now. It was better before, I think, because now it's like really lit up. So you can see that it does look pretty cool. So I found this little composition here with these two oak trees, and I think it's really nice. I really like it. And I've just got a little bit of, I'm going to go a little bit wider. I'm going to cut off the bottom here and cut off the top, so it's going to be a square image. But yeah, I'm just going to shoot this now. So. Right, so I'm still in the New Forest. It's the next morning now, and
a local photographer here, Lee. I'll link his profile in the description. He's an amazing woodland photographer, has agreed to show me around a little bit. So that's cool. We're hoping to get a bit of a sunrise, get some nice light. Not sure we're going to, there's a little bit of cloud on the horizon. We'll see what happens. So the sky looks so cool at the moment. Unfortunately, we can't really use it. The whole idea is that we're doing woodland photography, hopefully going to use some of the light in the trees, reflected maybe on the trunks of the trees, in the leaves of the trees. But this is really cool. This is probably one of the nicest sunrises I've seen for a while, actually. It's lovely. Onward. These routes are really cool. They look amazing. Tricky photo, maybe from down there, but wow, what an amazing beech tree. So Lee has kindly brought me to this absolutely ridiculously stunning beach. Sunrise is over there. Hopefully we're going to get some nice sort of light cast on it. Already there's some nice light cast on it because we're getting that sort of reflected light from the clouds, which looks really amazing. Now, I've got my polarizer out because I'm just sort of polarizing it a little bit, only because, and I don't really use a polarizer that often in woodland, but just because some of the back of the ferns are quite prominent and I just want to dye the reflection down of those. So just by probably half, maybe just a little bit over half polarizing it. But it looks amazing. The thing I've got to be wary of is just the bits of sky. Now, if there's just a tiny bit of sky, I might sort of clone that out, but if there's a big lump of sky, then I'm not going to AI that out. That would be wrong, I think. And then the other thing is there's quite a lot of bitty things around, so it's just making sure that they're in the sort of right spot, I think, really. But it's beautiful. Really good. And there's not much wind. There's a lot less wind today. So I'm sat here in my van and I got into Wiltshire last night. The weather was just horrendous. It was just like really high cloud. There were some really nice rolling hills, but to be honest, it just wouldn't have worked. I took my drone up because it's a good way of trying to find out what's right. And I really struggled. And then today I woke up and it was just torrential rain. And I don't want everything to be woodland photography. I don't think it is going to be, but it seems like the last day or two I've been doing a lot of woodland photography because I was in the New Forest, which is obvious the place I need to do that. And I got some nice horses. I'm just actually looking at the images now. And you saw them earlier, and I'm really pleased with those. But I feel like there's a really amazing forest here that I should definitely go and explore. There's also a windmill, but also I don't want to spend too long in one county just waiting to get the right conditions. I've got to try and do the best I can with the conditions I have. And ultimately that means that I'm not going to get the best photo possible, obviously, in every county. It's a different type of project, this, and I've got to keep telling myself that. It's hard. I mean, I've been going for 25 days now. I haven't lost count, let me see. No, this is the 23rd day. Whew. Tough. Really tough. Anyway, Wiltshire now, and then Berkshire, which again is going to be tough, I think. We just need the weather to change somehow. I was so lucky at the beginning of this project. Yeah, down point at the moment, but it'll get better, I'm sure. Something about when you're exploring a new woodland that's just so exciting. I know I've shot a lot of woodlands in England. I love woodland photography, but I feel that's a real part of the beauty we have here. But the best thing is that you never know what you're going to find. And having said that, I've just stopped my conversation because there's an amazing looking oak here. But the wet woodland today is so good. I'm so excited about it. So these oaks here just look amazing. They're really, really tall, old, massive, but there's quite a lot of light coming through the canopy. And the tricky thing in this woodland is it's very flat, so I've just got to be a little bit careful about what I'm shooting. What I'm looking for is some really nice low down, interesting foliage and branches, I suppose. It's been really interesting as I've been sort of driving around over the last 3 weeks, because I've really seen things turn from no autumn at all to starting to get more autumn. But this is the first place that I've been in this woodland in Wiltshire where there's really quite a lot of signs of autumn, and I wonder why that is. But anyway, I've got this shot here which I really like with this tree, the oak tree, and then the path just leading down there. I think it adds a lot of mystery. I think it'll end up being like a 16:9 crop, something like that. But looking that way, there's loads to shoot here. This just looks such a fabulous place, really does. Look at this, this is so good. Oh, so good everywhere. But I love this because of this path that just leads your eye through, but there's a little bit of light at the end and trees as you go along the path, so it sort of really leads you through. I've got that sort of bent little oak there, these oaks on the left hand side, but these are just reflecting the light a little bit, so I'm just going to polarize it just a little bit just to reduce the effect of the reflected light in here. This is so good, this is so good. Come on. Oh. What an incredible oak tree this is. Holy moly. I've just come across this absolutely ancient oak here and it looks fantastic. I'm going to try and shoot it from different angles. I've got to go a little bit away from it because obviously the closer you are to it, the more this top bit is going to be in the sky because the angle depreciates the further away you go from it. So I'm going to go as far away as I can and try and get a shot. But I'm also going to shoot it with my drone because I feel like I need to get quite high. So I'm going to take my drone up as well, which is the Mini 5 Pro, which came out a few weeks ago, and I've been trying it for a while now, and it's an amazing drone. So there's a link in the description. If you're interested in it, I definitely recommend it if you just want to get started with drone photography. So I'm in Berkshire now. There's some really nice woodlands actually, but I'm going to try really hard not to shoot a woodland here, and I've asked people. I can't get any great, oh my god, what an amazing oak tree that is. I can't get any great recommendations for landscapes, which is interesting because it does look pretty pretty here, but I'm going to drive around a little bit. I'm going to see if I can find a lone tree, but also I'm going to go to the canal because I feel like a canal's always a good spot when you're in a flatter landscape, just to try and find something a little bit interesting and then hope I get a good sunset or a sunrise. So that's the plan. It's going to be a bit of driving, a bit of going around, seeing what I can find. The weather's really difficult as well, so this is as tough as it gets, really. Right, here goes.
Right, I've been looking at the map and then I came across this field which I thought would be quite good, and it's got a crop in it which is just so good. I think this is corn, not sure what it is. I'm shooting like that and I'm doing a longer exposure of around about a 40th of a second and just getting some movement in these grasses. The clouds are quite nice, I can darken them down. If I got the sun out, that'd be great. So I'm gonna have my lunch and then hopefully I'll be able to take this, which should look really good. Somebody just went past, bit embarrassing. So I thought it was really close to the Berkshire border. And then I was just driving off. Welcome to Berkshire. That's where I was parked. I was shooting everything in that direction, the other side of it, because this is the field. But it was pretty close. Anyway, this way, I don't know what's in between these two things, no man's land. But I'm about to go into the next county, which is Oxfordshire, yeah! Well, over there is Oxfordshire, and that's my next destination. I'm going to just walk up this hill here, because there's a white horse in the side of the hill here, and I think it would make a really good shot, potentially with a drone. But I'm just going to go and see what I can see up here and see if I can see anything interesting just in my camera. I don't think I'm going to get anything at this time of day, but I can wait around and then come back at sunset, which is in about 4 hours time. It's really warm, it's suddenly gone warm. Anyway, Berkshire on that side, Oxfordshire on this side, the ridge in the middle. So I found this tree, or hawthorn bush I would call it, and I've just been waiting for the sun to come out to try and get the shot, and it's not really playing ball. Yeah, it's definitely gone behind a big cloud now, but the clouds are looking really interesting for later when I'm going to get a decent shot, I think. So I'm going to just walk around back down here and hope that later on get a bit of a sunset. Deserved one, not had one for 3 nights I don't think. Oh gosh, this is so crazy. I don't think it's perfect though, because I'd like to use the grasses over there, but I've still got some really nice light. I don't think it's on the tree anymore. That's pretty good. I think that's good. That counts as a decent sunset, I think. Yeah, the ones with the grasses were really nice. I think I've nailed it with that. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Right, that was crazy. The farmer arrived at one point and I thought he was going to tell me off, but he just sort of looked at me as if I was completely stupid, which I am. Fair enough. Anyway, he didn't tell me off and he just drove off. I think I got a shot. It was half decent. I wish I had more time there, but it was really nice light. I can't complain with that light. And I thought the grasses in the foreground really helped because the rest of it wasn't great. So now I'm going to drive to somewhere for the morning. I think I've got a pretty good plan for the morning. Yeah, see what I can get. One of the brilliant things about this project is all the amazing locations that I've been told about from different people. But this is one from Martin. I'll put his Instagram here or in the description below. It's so cool. I would have never come across this. It is so cool. So I'm just going to walk along it and see what I can find. But yeah, this is amazing. Definitely going to take a photograph of this. I think further up might be quite good. Shooting back. Anyway, I'll go to the end of it and then you bet see what we can see. It's a bit tricky this, because stupidly I only brought my 24 to 70 lens. Why didn't I just bring a 24 to 200? Anyway,
I like this for woodland, and I've been using it for woodland, so I had it on my camera. I thought that'd be fine, but I've got 45 megapixels, so I can crop in. But as you can see here, through here, the interesting shots are quite zoomed in, probably about 100 to 150 millimeters. I want to avoid the sky. I think vertical is going to work best because there's quite a lot of room above and below. Now I'm just going to work out the road and the best use of the road. I feel like just back there is good looking back this way, because the road sort of goes down, up and turns, and it sort of, your eye goes right through into the distance, which I really like in shots like this. There's beauty everywhere. There's beauty everywhere.
Right, I've just parked next to a windmill, believe it or not, in Warwickshire, and I'm going to walk over there with my camera, try and get a shot. The crops have just been eliminated from the field, from the farm, and they've been harvested, but there's low cloud. It looks quite good. We might get some rays of sun. I'm going to fly my drone. I think it's going to be my drone that's going to give me the best shot. So anyway, let's go and have a look, see what we can get.
I'm definitely going to have to fly my drone. The field's just not great. There's some nice grasses here, but if it was all like this, it'd be fantastic, but it just isn't. I mean, this is quite nice, actually. It's quite a nice leading line here, just like that leading line. Maybe I'll get my camera out and just see what I can get. Oh. Right, I got my 24 to 200 on, so let's get this out, see what we can get. Take the lens cap off. So well, that might be quite good actually. Maybe if we go a little bit longer like that. I'll use that. Maybe. That might work. Try that. So the light nearly came out. I think I've got a pretty good shot of it with my drone, but the clouds are amazing. Really, you know, there's textured sort of low clouds. Looks super good, but we really need some light on the, I'm going to say the lighthouse then, on the windmill. Is there a chance? I don't know. I'm going to stay here anyway until sunset, see what happens. But yeah. The last 5 days have been tough. Whoa, have they been tough. I have a confession to make. I stayed here last night at the windmill, and the sunrise didn't look great, so I decided to snooze a few times. Then it suddenly kicked off. But some normal person would get changed quickly and run up to the windmill to take a photo. I flew my drone from bed. I feel so bad about it. I have to tell people. Anyway, the photographer that you can see in the next video that's taken a picture of the windmill and got up and walked like a normal person isn't me. But let's just pretend it is, because you can only see a silhouette. And just because I feel guilty, I'm going there now, but I think we've had the best of the light. So I've not even got my tripod, but cue B-roll and photo taken from bed.
So far, this trip has taught me two things. The first one I knew. If you stay in one place for a long time, like I did in Luscantire, that's the most likely way you're going to get some extraordinarily good photos. You get to know the place better and you see it in all sorts of different conditions. When you're doing a project like this, where you go into lots of different places and you don't have a lot of time, then that's a lot more difficult. But what it does do is it means that you've got to be creative. And the shot that I got at Durdle Door, I thought was pretty good. And there was a few others as well where the conditions just weren't that great, the woodland shots especially, where I feel on this first leg I've done reasonably well. Next leg, the north of England.